Hello and welcome to Minecraft Levitated. So in the last episode we did make ourselves the angel ring. We got these cool little wings and we now have creative flight. We no longer take fall damage. We did a bunch of interesting things where we fought a Gaia boss and I saved a screenshot on accident. And we did a couple of other things like trying to get the chicken cooker set up. We went into the nether killing off some blazes and it was a lot of fun. But I have been busy off camera. As you guys will notice, we got the chicken cooker set up. So we're using this redstone clock here from Extra Utilities 2. And this pulses every now and then we're pulsing this piston, and it will release this observer every now and then, releasing the lava here. We're kind of running into a little bit of visual glitches right now. Our computer's having a rough time, because the lava's in here, but it looks like it's staying out there. Anyway, the eggs will come in here, they'll be dispensed, and have chickens, and then these guys will grow up and they will die from connecting into the lava. Another thing that I did is I crafted up these vibrant solar cells, and if we look up the solar cells, these things are the highest tier that we can create. They do require a couple of big crafts, like the vibrant alloy. That is just energetic alloy and an ender pearl in the alloy smelter. The energetic alloy is redstone, gold, and glowstone dust. So that wasn't too bad. We do need vibrant alloy for these octatic capacitors, and then the double layer requires energetic alloy. This requires basic capacitors, and so we've pretty much used up all of our grains of infinity. The other thing is this dark fused quartz. This is just a crafting recipe of 4 pieces of quartz. Let's go ahead and look it up. Dark fused. It's 4 pieces of quartz and a black dye inside the alloy smelter. And yeah, so we made 2 of these, and these are generating power for what is underneath here. And we're in a bad spot, but we have a hopper going into a chest here that's collecting all of the drops from the chickens. That's being piped around into this drawer slave here. And then we have a system down here with these crushers from Extra Utilities 2 with some speed upgrades in them. If we look up crusher, this guy right here, it was really easy to make. It was just some electrical steel, a machine block. You guys saw me craft these before. The electrical steel is just iron, pulverized coal, and silicone. We crafted up 3 of these, and then we had to provide them power. So we have cobblestone being made right here. It goes over here, and it's being crushed down to gravel and potentially sand. That's all being sucked up into here. And then over here, we're taking the cobblestone, crushing it down to gravel and sand again. The sand is being taken out, and the gravel is being moved over in here, crushed down to sand. And I think our sand is actually full at the moment. But we needed some good power over here, and that is what we came up with. If we can get out of here, we'll go look at our drawer for sand. We did upgrade it, but we were running really low, so I went ahead and automated these guys. 32,768. Yeah, that's pretty much full. So we will be turning this cobblestone generator off very, very soon. And what I'm going to do is go down there and fix that to where it's only making gravel. But in the meantime, we also did a few things over here at the base. I set up, I moved this off of the resonator. I moved this off the resonator. Recording cut just a little bit, sorry. And we built this blast furnace here, and we're making steel ingots, because that's kind of where we need to go next in the quest book. And you put iron in here, you put some kind of fuel source like charcoal, which is why this guy comes in handy with 10,000 charcoal. And it takes about 4 stacks to turn a stack of iron into steel, and we also get some slag, so that's really, really nice. Blast bricks are pretty easy to craft. They are nether brick, which we're getting from mining netherrack in the nether with our pickaxe. Bricks, which we get from smelting clay, and then blaze powder. We went and killed a bunch of blaze. I actually have an advanced blaze model here. And what else did we do? We actually made some clay. I took a bunch of sand and I put it in this chest and I run it into this mechanical user, which will place the block down. It placed it down here in front of the Clayconia. We sucked up the items with the vacuum chest and put them up here, so we have a bunch of clay now. And I just wanted to automate some of this stuff because we were running very low on materials. So we're going to clean this up. We're going to fix the gravel system. I do believe I have another stack of steel here that we've made. And we're going to get on with what we want to do today. So one of the major problems with this blast furnace is you can't pump items into it. I tried to pump in some charcoal into here so we could automatically be smelting up iron. And unlike this thing where you just pump wood into it and it turns it into charcoal, this is not automatable. What we have to do is get these reinforced blast bricks, which require steel plates. Now, we could do this in the smeltery here. We could get ourselves a plate cast and we could cast out 27 plates, but I think it's going to be easier to go the route of making this metal press. So I started thinking about it. Okay, we make the metal press. We're going to make the reinforced blast furnace. There is these preheaters that we need to put on the blast furnace. We also have an improved coke oven that we can do. This guy right here. And all of these things require power. We need power for this. We're going to need power for this. We need better power for these two things right here. These guys hemorrhage power. There's a leakage here. It says leaks 0.05 micro I per tick. It's RF. So that's why I have these guys set up here. And looking in the questing book, getting oil from a refinery or from a pump jack, pumping it into a refinery to refine it down into LPG, getting the Amadron tablets, moving into pneumatic craft down here. We need power. Power is kind of our big thing. Now, we do have the solar panels out back that are generating like 300 RF per tick, and that's all well and good, but we need something a little bit better. Let me grab a little bit of chicken, which we have. Nice. And we're going to put these guys in here. So I was looking around the JEI here, and I also looked around the quest book here. This does want us to craft a nether star generator, and these are pretty good. The only bad thing about them is when they're generating power, if you're nearby, they will hit you with the withering effect. So I don't want to do this. And the other thing with the update to the pack is if we look at the nether star, there is no crafting recipe anymore. The only way for us to get it is through pristine wither matter, which we have to get from a wither data module, and this means we have to kill withers. So I'm not really keen on doing that at the moment. We did just fight the Gaia, and that went okay. So rummaging around through environmental tech, you get this digital guide, and they have solar panels. Now, we can't really start building these higher tier solar panels because they require things called like iridium. Is it iridium? It's not iridium. It's let's see, solar. We'll look it up right here. Erodium, that's what it's called. These cryonite crystals, we need erodium crystals, we need platinum, and we need ionite. That's what I was thinking of. And these you get from the void ore miner at different tiers. And so it's a rabbit hole anytime you do anything in modded Minecraft. But this guy right here, a block of diamond, that's fine. These interconnects we can make, the laser lens we can make, but this diode, you know, it's just hardened glass and a redstone. We can make all of this, but this energy crystal requires these electronic circuits in this ruby. This ruby we're not going to be able to get for a little while. And then these advanced, or these electronic circuits are made in our assembler, but with refined steel. And we can't get that until we get an arc furnace from Immersive Engineering. So, long story short, I am going to go with this first solar tier because we can craft everything that's here. We need one of these litherite solar panels. We need blocks of litherite. We need these structure frame tier 1s. They require litherite and then these null modifiers. The litherite can be crafted with green dye, lime dye, flint, and diamond. So that's working very, very well for us. I think we'll probably do some automation of flint. We have 210. Let's see. And we're getting more gravel by the minute. So one thing that we're also going to need to do is we're going to need to get ourselves a little bit more bone meal. And we're going to need to get ourselves a bit more cactus. Now, there's a couple of different ways we can do that. A lot of talking, I do apologize, but I'm trying to be informative in this mod pack. So we have this thing right here. This is called Snad, okay? It is 2 sand crafted in a crafting table, and if we were to break our sugarcane and we were to sit here and flick this lever, you can see it grows really, really fast. And I think we can utilize this setup. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, okay? Look, I'm recording a video, you're being rude. I know you guys are a kind and gentle people. Anyway, we can get this set up right here, and we can grow a bunch of cactus. We can use that vacuumulator that we had, kind of repurpose some of the stuff, but the problem is we need to kind of get an area. And what I'm thinking we need to do is we're going to need to dig down and put a basement area into this. We're going to start getting into some heavy machines, things like that. So I think that's our next step. We're going to build a basement area probably right here, go down, and we're going to open up a decent size area so that we can have machines over in this section. We can have some farms and stuff in this section, and we can start growing all of the cactus that we need. Total, I figured out I need 98 of these litherite crystals. We make 4 at a time, which isn't too bad. That's my phone going off. So we need like 25 crafts of this. So that means we're going to need 50 cactus, we're going to need 50 lime dye, we're going to need 200 flint, and we're going to need about 25 diamonds, which is pretty easy for us to get. So, with that being said, I think it's time for us to dig out an area and get this cactus going. Alright, so we dug a little room out, and I actually did this underneath our storage drawer room. So we crafted up these respawn anchors, or these travel anchors, that's what they're called. Pretty simple to craft up, just some iron, some conduit binder, and these pulsating crystals, which is pulsating iron around a diamond. We have some of this from crafting up some conduits early on. The conduit binder is just gravel, sand, and clay. And these act like little elevators to where we can shift to go down and jump to go up. So what I've decided to do is I've got an item conduit here, and we're going to drop this thing down here, if I can get out. And we're going to have our vacuum chest here, like that, right? Yeah. And then we're going to come around to the back here so we can right-click on this, and we're going to set it to extract, always active. Now what this thing is going to do, or what it should do, is I should be able to place my snad here. The cactus will grow and break because of the fence, and then it'll pop off and then be sucked up by this guy. This guy is going to have range of 6. It should just miss that cobblestone generator. So what I've done is put back-to-back observers here, and we're going to place down our snad like so, and then somewhere I had cactus. We'll have to go grab a couple more pieces. Accidentally put it back into the system, so we'll place these guys here, like so. And this should all start breaking off and should be collected into here, and then be sucked up and placed into the system above. So you can see cactus is coming in very, very nicely, very, very quickly, and we can only hold 512, but this should do exactly what we need it to do. Very excited about that. So now that we've got the cactus going, we are going to need to get some floral white or bone meal. And I do have some bones right here. And what I think I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to go ahead and craft up a data module if I have one left over. I don't. But we will craft up a data module, and we will go ahead and get a skeleton data module. We'll go kill ourselves some skeletons in the nether, and then we'll go ahead and run a couple of iterations of simulations so we can get some more. And as I said, we're going to need about 50 or so bone meal. We are just shy of it, so that will work. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, a little while later, and we have crafted everything that we need for our solar array here, and this took quite a bit more resources than I imagined. I am almost completely out of redstone. We're getting low on iron. I mean, it still says 512, but we're getting fairly low. We did fill up on cactus very, very quickly, so we did go ahead and shut this system off down here, and I did take out the excess cactus, and then I turned that into slime balls, so now we have 512 of those. So the next thing that I want to do before I build all of this solar stuff is we need to make an assembler from environmental tech, and that uses a litherite crystal, 2 obsidian, and we get this little wand. This is going to be where we put this solar controller down, and then we click it with this guy, and it will build this whole machine for us. But what I want to do is I want to make some capacitor banks, which are these guys right here, because these can hold 1,000,000 RF, and we can kind of stack them together, and we can generate quite a bit of power and store it for now anyway. So to create these, we need a bunch of basic capacitors, which means we need a bunch of grains of infinity. So, for the grains of infinity, we're going to do a neat little trick. And I'm going to go ahead and craft up some Pyrotheum Dust. And we're going to go put this in our smeltery, hoping that I can melt this down. No. So I need to take and I need to melt this down into blazing pyrotheum, and we need 4 of these to get 1,000 buckets. Once we get the buckets, we can use that in the nether, and we can go ahead and do a neat little trick. So we have a couple of options. Blazing pyrotheum. Yeah, we need a liquid form of this, so give me a second. So I've decided to go back to the nether, and we started to build a little bit of the chunks, and we got lucky. This is what I was looking for right here. This is called blazing pyrotheum. It spawns in these little pools, and we're going to have to go home and get ourselves a bucket, but we can pick this up, and as you can see, it lights everything on fire. So we've got some basalt here. We even got nickel ore, which is really, really nice. So we're going to mine this guy out, and we're going to figure out a little cheaty thing that we can utilize this feature of the blazing pyrotheum up top on the bedrock of the nether. Alright, so as you can see, we still got our 8 pyrotheum dust here, and we managed to collect 58 buckets worth of pyrotheum in here. We did go ahead and make this reservoir here, which will hold 90 buckets. Wasn't too bad. We can make electrum pretty easy. We can make invar pretty easy because we had a spare nickel dust laying around. And whilst we're in here, I might as well collect all of the nickel that I can, because this is something that you don't find very often. I think we talked about it last episode. It's a very, very rare chance. We're going to go ahead and take the basalt as well. And now we can move on to the top of the nether once this is cleared out. So something that you can do while building the top of the nether or any of the chunks is you can place in blocks, and this terrain scanner will not build where your blocks are, and they put that in the pack so that it would not replace any of that stuff while you're building. So now what we can do is we can change this thing to empty. We can place down some blazing pyrotheum, like so. And we can set up our vacuum chest like so. I guess we'll put it right here. We can bump the range to this to 6. It should cover everything, hopefully. And now you can see we are getting grains of infinity. As these burn out and pop, the grains of infinity are coming over here. And then we can just let this thing run. We can sit AFK if we want to, in a cute little box. Because we do have ghast and things, but this is nice. We can get a bunch of grains of infinity. I'm probably going to head back to the base and grab myself some item conduits in a bigger chest. And this should... It should light the bedrock back on fire. But we did get some grains of infinity in. This was lighting... Yeah, there it goes. Okay, good. I was a little nervous that wasn't going to work. Like I said, we can go ahead and do what we need to. We just got an advanced tier for our wither skeleton. We need to fence this area in and make it just a tad bit safer. And probably go AFK for a while, get plenty of grains of infinity so we can build our capacitor banks. But we don't need this anymore. Or this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or the travel anchor. The glitch-infused sword we were going to look at, but that is way too much. So let us go back home. We're going to go AFK for a while, probably overnight, see how many grains of infinity we can get. And then we will get to finishing out the power that we need, finally. Now, after a bunch of AFKing in the nether, we have ourselves 5,114 grains of infinity. I took this frame drawer over to the nether, and then to bring it back, we just grab some of this packing tape. You can seal up the drawer and then pick it up, and we just attach it to the system so we know where it is, which allowed for us to make 16 of these basic capacitors. Max input and output is 16,000 RF per tick, but this thing can hold 16 million RF per tick. So what I want to do is I want to put this solar array controller right here. And I should be able to go up and hit that from up here. Every now and then we have a little bit of a freezing issue, but I should be able to... Yep. It started to build it, but we had a little bit of issue, so there we go. Yeah, okay. So this is going to build it down like that. I thought it was a 3x3, right? But it's not. Or it came down 3 blocks. So let's go ahead and build this up. And then we're going to go ahead and get one of you. And we're going to put this capacitor bank here. And then we'll put the controller here on top of it. And what I'll have to do is make one more of these capacitor banks just to make this nice. And then we can sit here and we should be able to just do this. And there it is. It is generating 549 RF per tick. We can see that right there. And we're going to store this passively in this little capacitor bank here. And if we pop out, this is what it looks like. This is our solar panel. Now, we can place down more of these, but this thing was extremely expensive for us to make. For now, this is going to work. 549 RF per tick. And what I'm going to end up doing is running a cable off that capacitor bank, and we're going to take it into this building here, and we're going to go ahead and get those guys hooked up with some better power. We're going to possibly run it into here once we get into applied energistics, and now we have a spot where we can kind of run a cable and start building machines. So, with that being said, we're going to probably dig a little bottom room to this building here, just like we did. We talked about it at the beginning of the episode, but I decided to go with this room here. We are going to put things down here, even though this room right now is empty. We will be adding some garden cloches here, and we're going to start growing things like these industrial hemp seeds. We're going to grow things like wheat, things like that, so we can get string, because we are completely out. But I think that's where we're going to leave off today. We've done quite a few things. We've been all over the place once again in the episodes. We did not get very far in doing any quests. This is the first time that we haven't done them. But as I said, we do need a bunch of stuff, or at least power, to get going with getting this LPG, the Amadron tablet. I want to go this route next so we can get into applied energistics and get ourselves a digital storage system set up. And then we'll come back through this part of the quest line. I do believe we need to get the LPG to get these PCBs anyway. So yeah, that's where we're going to end today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Click that notification button so you can get notified when videos like this go up. And while you're down there, be sure to check out the description below for all of the different ways to follow me. And as always, guys, I will see you on the next one.